How can you lack so much compassion? What if your mom, your dad, was immediately just taken from you as a white person, as a black person, as anyone? How? How can you just accept that? This is not. Fuck, bro. This is so unreal, and how can people just lack compassion? How? Why can't you just imagine yourself just waking up one day with your family not there anymore? So LA businesses are getting raided by ICE, or some people that are wearing stuff that says ICE on it with their faces all covered up. People are getting ran over. Shots are being literally fired, literally. And this is supposed to be life right now. We're not going to get treated like humans because they don't see us like humans. They lack compassion. How can you lack compassion? How? I understand that you're trying to get criminals out. Why are you going to workplaces where people are just trying to work? That doesn't make sense. You're running us over. You're shooting us all because of the color of our skin. All because we have culture. We brought it here, and we are who we are, and we love it here, and we help people here. That's what we're known for. We help people, and yet we're getting terrorized. We're going through this. Our families are our babies are literally being ripped from our hands. If someone could please tell me if there's something we can do if there's something we could do to help our people, please just imagine yourself in our situation. Imagine your people are being terrorized. They're being ran over. If you literally cannot have empathy for someone, I don't know what to tell you. You're an evil ass human being, and you need help, and you need God. You have no heart, and hell, there's a special place in hell for you. Karma is real, and God will take care of them. This is so heartbreaking. I don't know what we could do to help. I feel so helpless. I just want to help with something. I just want this to end. I just want there to be peace like there was peace. I just want that. That's all I want for us.
TikTok, what's the word, y'all? Come on, tap in. Okay, on this good Tuesday, I'm going to ruffle some of y'all feathers. Here we go. The amount of people who are intentionally trying to gaslight Black Americans into getting into these protests and getting into a fight that is not ours. It is not ours. I do not want y'all to ever feel like we have something against immigrants, because that ain't the issue. That ain't never been an issue. The issue is Black people, Black Americans specifically, our bodies have always been used as shields. And in 2025, we done learned, and we are choosing to protect ourselves, protect our peace, protect our lineage. Because let me tell you something. Y'all already know what would happen if a whole bunch of us decided today that we was going to get the fuck up and go down there and get in them streets. Y'all know just as well as we know what the fuck will happen. We've done it before. You hear me? We've done it before. And I'm saying we because I've actually done protests. I have a real issue with people, especially those who have been able to come to this country and do well for themselves and then try to make it seem like we're wrong for not wanting to get into these fights. Because here's the real truth. Here's the hard truth. As Black people, we fighting every day. Every time we wake up and our fucking feet hit the floor, it's a fight. It's a fight because the entire system is structured and has been structured on our backs and against us. They used us to build the fucking system against us. Point blank, period. Okay? We have a fight every day. We're tired. We're tired. And a lot of our generation, millennials and younger, we've learned. Oh, we've learned. We know better. And we telling the elders, y'all, sit down. Sit down. That's the problem. Y'all used to us being emotionally reactive to everybody else's fucking causes and issues. And that ain't no shit, no shade to any of the people who have to endure any encounter with ICE. Because let me tell you something. What I know I have the capacity to do is when this shit started happening, when they started coming to Chicago, the first thing I did was call my Latino friends that fuck with me and I fuck with them. I called them to check on them. I checked on their families. I checked on the people that I used to work with. I know what I have the capacity to do. I'll fuck with those that fuck with me. Okay? They didn't need me to get out there and fight. That's not what they needed from me. Do you know what mattered more to them? The fact that in the middle of all of this shit, I thought about them. My Latino friends didn't ask me to get into no protest. They ain't asked me to come march with them. They ain't asked me to do no shit like that. You know what they said? This means so much to me that you are even thinking about us, that you're thinking about my family. That's what they cared about. That in the midst of all of this, I was thinking of them. Absolutely. And still do. And still do. Jesse Wu on Threads talking about I'm seeing all of these people talking about this is not their fight. It seems very xenophobic. Aren't you Haitian? Didn't you come over here and build your platform and build your life up? So you want to gaslight us into getting into some shit that you ain't gonna go get into. I ain't seen you march yet, little mama. Don't try to make it seem like we've done something wrong because we're choosing ourselves. Black people, sit the fuck down. At the end of the day, sit the fuck down. Because we fight every day. My entire life, I've had to fight for a lot in my life. A lot. And 40 is not old. I've had to fight for a lot. We're tired. We're tired. We are not y'all goddamn shields. We are not the Avengers, bro. We're not characters. We're not superheroes. We're not. We need rest. And we're choosing to do that right now. As a collective. Clearly as a collective. We're choosing to, you know what? God done tapped our head too many times. We got the message. We got the message. There are so many other groups of people of color. Why the fuck y'all ain't asking them to come walk with y'all? Why y'all ain't tapping on them? Why y'all ain't pulling on them? What's tea? I know this shit seems so foreign to people because they are so used to us being emotionally reactive. They are so used to having black people, particularly black Americans, jumping in to fight everybody's fucking fight. Everybody's fight. And somebody literally has to get killed, get murdered on camera, or something of that sort for people to, now they got bleeding hearts and they want to make signs and shit. And then what? Black people, I'm telling you, the neighborhood hero is telling you, sit down. Sit down. Don't let y'all emotions get riled up. Trust and believe they're going to come out with a full-on campaign. People are going to be very intentional about trying to get us in a space where we are being reactive again. They're going to try to gaslight you on the internet and through the news and things of that nature and make it seem like you're wrong for not wanting to help people and fight people and this involves you too and all of those things. Man, listen, we done been through a whole bunch of motherfucking presidents and ain't one other than Obama gave us that type of vibe and that feeling. But here's the real thing. Nobody has centered black Americans yet. Black people yet in any office. Are we going to call a spade a spade? It don't matter who sit in the motherfucking seat. They not there for us. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is we under no circumstance support what they're doing. We don't at all. We think it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's disgusting. And we know it's disgusting. But I need people to also understand that we only have a capacity to do so much. I know people think that like black folks are at everybody's disposal. We're not, bro. And we're letting y'all know that we're not. And we're going to check on the people that we need to check on. We're going to support in other ways. But putting our bodies out there is not on the table. Tap in.
Why are black people saying this is not our fight making you upset? I've seen video after video from Latino creators or Latino people coming online pleading to black people to put our bodies at the forefront of this fight against illegal ICE raids, against deportation, against roundups, against undocumented people being rounded up and families being disjointed. But there's several reasons as to why you should not be shocked that black people are sitting this one out. You guys all remember that this is a subset of your community last year. you're also aware that across the board, overwhelmingly black people voted in favor of the candidate that had black interests, Latino interests, Asian interests at heart. Where if you look at the sentiments of what that vote represents, half of your community voted for this. Half of your community said F you to black people. Half of your community said, we don't care about you. Half of your community said you wanted to be white aligning and white adjacent. And now you're being reminded of the fact that you're not. We have to have the ability to hold multiple truths when we speak to each other as communities. The truth is that Latinos are not in a monolith. It's just an all-encompassing umbrella that they put you under. And that, yes, majority of the people that voted for Donald Trump and were doing that were Cuban and were other people in different parts of the country, and undocumented people in Mexico, in California are being impacted by that. That is true. But what's also true is that there is a history of black people fighting and being at the forefront of civil rights in this country since the inception of civil rights in this country. And it's always been pushback and non-solidarity from multiple communities who are voting and always going against black people. So this particular time when black women especially really came out in droves and really fought forward with our votes, and you guys didn't do it, your community didn't do it. It's like, why would I fight now? Why would I fight now? So I just need you, like, if you're gonna come online and make pleas and ploys to black people, because I've seen so many videos, start by acknowledging the fact that your community has colorism, anti-blackness, and voted against your own best self-interest. Start with that. Don't come in here and ask black people just to put our bodies at the forefront of the line, because we've been doing that for a century. Secondly, I think the majority of black people who are saying that they're sitting this one out are using their voice in other ways or having solidarity with you in other ways, but they're not going to protest. They're not going to go get hit by rubber bullets. They're not going to put themselves in harm's way or make that effort again, because you guys, it's time for you to fight for yourself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you. Now, there's also a bunch of black people online who are asking black people to come out and fight for everyone, and everyone needs to fight, and this is our fight as well. While I do agree with a lot of those sentiments, because if they're doing it to brown citizens, they can do it to black citizens, and they can use the Congo and Haiti as an excuse to just racially profile all of us. That's very true. But you have to stop telling black people to put themselves on the line when black people are exhausted. Black people are exhausted. Black people have done so much for all communities in this country. At a certain point, there has to be a time where they need to rest. And right now, a bunch of people are resting, and that's fine. But there will always be people in our community who fight. Like, I'm using my voice every fucking day on this app. I've made an update about every single thing going on with ICE raids, locations, where they are, what's happening with Trump. I do it every day on my social page, and it's exhausting. Like, I'm actually exhausted. Today I put up like 10 posts. I'm exhausted, but I'm doing it because I know my voice has reach, and I know that people need to hear it. And that's my personal choice. I'm not doing it because I feel obligated. So stop trying to make people feel obligated to put themselves on the line again. I say that to say it's a lot of fucked up shit happening in this country. I know that people and families, I was in tears last night seeing people self-deport themselves and people getting rounded up, grandfathers and grandmothers and abuelitas getting taken away, who are the people who are the fabric of this city in LA. But I just know that it doesn't end here, and there are black people on that list. There are black countries on that list. There are black countries on that list, and I'll say that to you again. There are black countries on that list.
April 5th is coming. And before anybody starts romanticizing protest, let me just say it plain as day. No confusion. We are not going out there. Not this time. We are not going out there. A whole lot of people are planning to hit the streets, right? I know y'all have heard the buzz. Chants, signs, cameras, emotions are going to be high. I get it. Hell, I've been out there before. But the last time we marched, what happened? They tear gassed us, shoved elders to the ground, committed vandalism, and then blamed us. They shot rubber bullets at kids, and then had the nerve to call us violent. We showed up with our voices. They showed up with riot gear. We screamed, "Don't shoot," and they loaded that clip anyway. And let's be clear, this administration, they've let us know in no uncertain terms, Black people in the street equals threat. They're looking for a reason to vilify us. They're waiting for a headline to twist. They're hoping for a camera angle that's going to justify their brutality. And what do we get in return? A quote tweet? A statement? Maybe a mural? but no safety, no justice, no peace. So no, we're not marching this time. We're not going to give them the photo op that they so desperately want. We're not playing into that cycle. We're not going to give them the excuse that they're so desperate for. We're protecting our people. We're staying home. We're building offline. We're organizing smarter. Because we don't need to be in the streets to prove that our rage is real. So let them march. Let them bait. Let them spin the same tired narratives. But don't let them turn your blackness into a threat on live TV. April 5th, we sit back. We step back. We stay safe. Because survival is resistance too.
You're running us over, you're shooting us, all because of the color of our skin.
I don't want to see or hear another Latino on this app, Latino, Mexico, whatever. I don't want to see none of y'all on this app crying. Y'all voted this man in. Remember that lady? Oh, we love you, Mr. Trump. Oh, remember her? Find her and slap her. Let me say something to you. What do you mean? What are you crying? Because they took somebody or whatever. Do you know you can call them? They're not dead. They're not unalived. You know how many of my people are unalived? Trayvon Martin, the list goes on. I never seen y'all once come on this app and say, oh, I'm sorry, we're sorry, we're going to get out there and march, the Latinos, we're going to stick together. Y'all ain't never did that. So don't expect for me to be like that with you. Now, I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. But I have a right to express I have a right to my freedom of speech. How dare you cry? You didn't build nothing. You didn't do nothing. What do you mean we come over here to help? What do you mean you come over here to help? Do what? What do you mean? You didn't build this land. We did. We did. My ancestors, they all did that. What do you mean? Where are you coming from? Come on. Come on. Come on. What are you talking about? We built this land. What do you mean? What are you saying? Are you kidding me right now? What are you saying? What? That we should all, why are you doing this? And if you do this, you're inhumane. You know what? You was inhumane with all of our people. Listen. Shut it. Shut your mouth. Because you know what? Why don't you say to the white people, why don't you say Donald Trump? Why would you portray my people that way? Make it specific. You're trying to make it broad. We don't hear what you're saying. See, you know what? God has a way of putting things on the other foot. You see what I'm saying? Write it out. We didn't do it. So you can't get mad at us. How dare you cry? Your mother's not dead. They just took her away. Your father's not dead. They just took him away. Have you ever seen the graveyard? Up here in Boston and any and every place else, especially in the South. Of parents that bury their child, their son, their daughter, to the hands of a white man. Their babies are gone. Killed for nothing, just for being black. Do you know what it's like to carry a child for 9 months? And because of the color of his skin, have him ripped away from you and killed, and now you're going to a grave site to visit him. And the same white men that have done it, police that have done it, have gotten away with it. And you have the audacity, the gall to cry. I am so sick of y'all. I'm sick of every nationality that is against my people. I am so sick of y'all. And this is coming from the bottom of my heart. Do you know how many black women that I know here in Boston that lost their sons to heinous crimes by a white man? A certain year they looked so young. And then I see them now, I don't even recognize them because they've aged so much. because of the loss of their child. Do you know what that feels like? And then you cry. Do you people really know on this app what Black people have gone through? Do you really know? Do you ever sit down sometimes in your home and say, Black people went through a lot? Do you know in the South they were raping young Black little girls before their first blood? Rape, kill, body parts cut off, tongues ripped out their mouth. Look what they did to Emmett Till. The list goes on. It's something to carry a child for 9 months in your belly, eat off you, sleep in you, just to put it in the ground and it become maggot food. And you have the nerve to cry. Shame on you. I'm going to leave this whole thing alone. Because it starts to make me not care. How many Black men are in jail for crimes that did not commit? The list goes on. Shame on you for crying. Shame on you. You have no feeling towards other races that have gone through this, and it's just Black. You couldn't even say to my Black people, I can just imagine what y'all have gone through because I'm just going through this. I'm going to leave this alone. Yeah, I'm going to leave it alone.
Hey guys, I've been seeing a lot of Latinos and Hispanics videos popping up, and they're in tears, they're fearful, they're in panic mode, and it's sad to see. And it's even sadder when you know they voted this in upon themselves, and now they're reaping the repercussions, and now they're coming out crying and pleading, and there's nothing anybody can do right now. He's even boosted this thing up because they weren't picking up enough people. So now he's just telling them to pick up any and everybody. If you notice, they not going to bad areas of towns or bad areas of cities and going into the gang infested communities. They're not going to those communities. They're not going looking, hanging out on who's hanging out on the corners or hanging around certain establishments or whatever. No, they're going to workplaces. They're going to courts. They're going to communities where families are there. They're going to graduations. Yeah, they went to elementary school graduation and started trying to pick up the parents of the kids who were graduating. They were saying the parents had to run and leave their kids because they had to flee. So now, because they haven't deported as many people as Biden did legally, now they want to ramp up, and they're telling them just pick up anybody. So they're going in neighborhoods. They're going in, like I said, they're going on job sites, Home Depot. Where are the criminals? What criminal do you know is on a job site? The criminals that they said they were going to be deporting, the hardcore criminals. What criminal do you know is on a job site? What criminal do you know is going to court? And now you guys are up. Excuse my French. I'm not going to even say it. Y'all up the creek without a paddle. And it's nothing anybody can do. Because he has a stick up his butt about this particular topic. And because y'all gave him the ammo, he's blowing y'all away. Y'all were begged not to vote for this man. You were pleaded with to do not put this man in office. You were reasoned with, you were educated as to why. We didn't just say don't do it. We were telling you the reasons not to do it. But you didn't want to hear that from us. Y'all didn't want to hear one word came out of y'all mouth. You were so arrogant on this social media. One guy was on here hollering out he was going to make it his business to make sure that loses. And was referring to Kamala Harris. So y'all were out here verbally, very boastfully, verbally letting us know what your agenda was, what your intention was, but you got it. He got in office, Kamala Harris did. Now look. Look. LA is almost on fire. They're picking up people who are actually citizens that were born here because y'all voted for this. They're terrorizing your communities now because y'all voted for this. They're showing up at the courts hearing where you're trying to go become illegal, to become legal citizens. They're coming there and snatching y'all as soon as you come out the court room because y'all voted for this. Everything I say they're doing now, I could finish with because y'all voted for this. And now that the chickens have come home to roost, there's nothing anybody can do right now. Because as you can see, the more protesters come out, the more deranged he gets. Pete Hegseth has said that he wants to release the Marines. That's on top of the National Guards. Because y'all voted for this. Y'all had no idea that the people you were trusting were just salivating. They were salivating in the background. Just saying, ooh, come on November 5th. Come on November. Come on November. Come on. I'm waiting. They were salivating. Waiting for the day that they could unleash their true feelings. And now it's out there. And all the warnings, all the pleading, all the begging, all the educating, nothing. It came up with nothing. And now that it's biting you really, really hard, you're begging and pleading for people to come help. How are we going to come and help? What are we going to come and do? Tell us. Because the minute we come out there, what they're just starting to do now, with the tear gas and the rubber bullets, that's going to escalate to real bullets and who knows what else. It's too late. The time to ask for help was before the election. The time to plead for help was before you went into that booth. Help me go into that booth and make the most intelligent, the most prosperous vote I can make for me and my family. But y'all wanted to link up. Y'all wanted to link up with a whole other group of people. And you were willing to sacrifice everything. Everything. You guys have lost your businesses. You've lost your homes. You've lost your family. You've lost your freedom. And God forbid, some of y'all might even have lost your lives. The damage is done. The damage is done. The only saving grace that will be left for you is that Rockland, New York hand count comes back and shows complete fraud. And I bet you if that happens, I bet you every penny I got, all those reasons y'all didn't want Kamala Harris in there, all that disdain you had for Kamala Harris, all that disrespect, I bet you that flies out the window so damn fast. Because you know, when you see that woman come in that office, all this chaos cease. All this torture cease. All this mayhem cease. That y'all do know. Because you know why? Because you lived what we tried to tell you. But you weren't going to listen to us. You weren't going to take it. You had to experience it. So now that you're experiencing, hopefully when the time comes for you to make a decision like this again, hopefully you'll remember these days. Hopefully you'll remember these 100 and something days. And you'll reflect. And you'll do something different. You'll make intelligent decisions, not decisions based on feelings. Not decisions based on triggers, but decisions based on facts. So you don't sit up here and put you and your family in harm's way again. Hopefully, anyway. But praying that the best works out, the best outcome comes out, praying for covering, and most importantly, praying from learning from this, praying that somebody learns from this. I got to get out of here, but before I go, Latinos for Trump, Hispanics for Trump, is this what you consider great again? My friend's still asking.